Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, welcome back to Gordon's Garage. New episode here, and it's gonna look a lot like the last episode. Yeah, your eyes are not deceiving you. I did get me a welding table. Yes, the last episode, you're not seeing deja vu. Last episode, I put together that welding table, and this is just like it. This is what I was wanting. I was wanting a second welding table so that I could bond the two together so I can have a bigger surface to weld on, because it's a little bitty welding table. It really is small. Anyways, so we're gonna crack this box open. We're gonna put it together and we're gonna stick it beside the other one. Let's check that out. Look at that. Nice. Trying to get this as flat as possible. I have not tightened down these bolts yet, but they're about ready to get there. Yes, and look down the side. It's pretty flat, not real flat, but it can be adjusted by the legs, can be adjusted to flatten it out a little more. But I do have right here, yeah, it's like it's too far apart. It needs to come together just here, just bump it, just like that. And I can reach underneath here and adjust this just a little bit. And that puts it right perfect. That means this is almost touching where the other side needs a bit of a gap. So that tells you that the table was cut with not the absolute precision, but it's pretty close. It's going to help me out a lot. All right. So now what I want to do is take a piece of sheet metal and bond these two together. Just a strip of sheet metal and just self-tapping screws on both sides. Keep that leg and that leg parallel to each other, and also to keep the height of the tabletop the same. So yeah, let me see what kind of sheet metal I have and get some self-tappers out, solidify these shelves where they won't move, and yeah, let's get this done. Okay, peoples, check it out. I got her just about as set up as I'm gonna get it today. Yes, we got the table all nice and flat, and we got the legs screwed together so they're one. They don't separate anymore. Then I got my welder next to it. It's covered up with the blue shirt. That's my welding shirt. Then this is the fabrication table, of course. And you can see back there my grinder and the brake and the shear. Yeah. So this is how we got set up. A few tools underneath that I need. And I got my death wheel cart right here. I would like for it to be right where those baskets are at. That's its ideal location, because it can also hook up a little light, an extra light for me. I would like to move all the wood over. I'd like to stash all my wood over there. That way I'm not blowing sparks or anything and catching fire. Yeah. So that's another project for another day. But I got my table set up. I can definitely do some welding on this. I'm keeping myself a drill, and this is the bit that's needed for the black Allen bolts that we have down there. All right, so I'm ready to get busy. Let's do something, right? Where were we left out on the bike? So on the bike, if you can remember the last episode, we had a horn, but we didn't have anything to power the horn with. So I built this conglomeration of a mess here, which actually works. It actually works. If I tighten it up and seal all of the threads, that would actually work. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna come over here and check out this box. But you're going, Gordon, you already opened that box. No, I opened that box. We got another one. Let's check it out, guys. Okay, now I'm not going to be some master of train horns or anything like that, but I'm just figuring this stuff out. And when I'm getting off a Team right now, it's really cheap. And why I say right now is because, well, here in the very near future, it's going to get very expensive. Yes, let's take all of this stuff out, and I'm going to show you the components. This I bought separately. These are great. So this is what I was needing for that rigged apparatus. Basically, you've got your pipe threads here, and you got your 2 in and out wire connections. And on the side here it says off 100 psi, on 70 psi. So this is what cuts off your compressor, turns it back on. I have me 2 of those little jewels, perfect. In this box right here though, is what is going to help me out with this bike. So before, I told you I had a Honda Shadow, and that Honda Shadow had an air horn on it, but it only had 2 trumpets, and it ran off of something like this. This is an electric motor, and it's got one little place to bolt on. But there's, yes, the electrical connections are on the bottom, and 1 air hose out. So whenever you give this thing power, it just automatically starts pumping air, and that's what will power this horn. Now, this is not going to power the horn as loud as if you have a tank with 100 psi. Nevertheless, it comes with goodies. What kind of goodies does it come with? I have no idea. Okay, 1 wire here. This is basic ground. And then you have a relay, a fuse. This goes to power, straight to the relay, and the relay is going to run your horn. So this goes from the horn to ground, and then this goes to your horn. That completes the circuit. And yeah, so you take the 2 wires going to my horn now, that opens up that 12-volt solenoid, and you run it here. And anytime you hit the button, it's going to make this relay turn electricity through this pump. Yeah, that's how that works. One little thing here. This is, it looks like a button, and it looks like it plugs into these. So they've got you an aftermarket switch, so you can plug that into your own switch somewhere else on the bike. The difference between this horn and that horn, let's see. Oh, we've got the same hardware and the same mounting spot. And instead of having that chrome solenoid right in here, it's just got a nipple for a hose. Yep. So that means that horn there, I could do the same thing. I could take that solenoid out and just replace it with a nipple. And if I put a Y on this, I could run 8 horns instead of 4. That would be crazy. All right. So I'm not going to put this on the bike just yet, but I got it out to show y'all. The reason why I picked this kit up is because of this. This is a pretty heavy motor. I mean, it's got some weight to it. So that's really interesting to me. But this will fit inside the side bag real easy. And I won't have this weird air compressor noise running every so often trying to beat up the PSI into a tank somewhere. All good stuff. All really, really good stuff. I still would like to make that tank work, and I'd still like to do some other stuff. So, as far as the horn goes, I've got another one coming with a tank. Again, these are really cheap. And I think we're going to do something. We're going to do a couple vehicles, basically. Yeah. So if you get hit with a train horn, someone getting you in Amarillo, it might just be me. The likelihood is it might just be me. All right. Now let's get back to the welding table. Okay, so we have a gap here, and we don't need it. And I need to switch those bars facing forward. That means taking this space of the tour pack and getting as close to the back of the seat and dropping this down. I've taken some measurements because I can't hide my license plate. So if it gets up in here, and y'all can see that that's a little nook, so I can't really do that. I've got to have it just a little higher than the license plate still. And yeah, so we're going to shorten it, move it forward. All right, so I took measurements and basically wrote it down on my little clipboard. We're going to drop it 2.5 inches. We're going to move it forward 4.5 inches. That's the idea. So now I got to take a drill. Let's get the rivets out of it. And then we're going to get that frame over here on the welding table. Let's see what we can do. Okay, there you go. The rivets are drilled out, and yeah, this is ready to get cut up. let's take these 2 bolts out, get this thing on the bench. And here's a look at the motorcycle. I haven't seen it since I built it. Once I put the tour pack on, I haven't had a chance to take it off. Man, I didn't realize how far out that taillight stuck. But everything is pretty flush and cool. I like this look. I'm gonna spin around to this other side. Okay, now to drop this 2.5 inches and forward 4.5. Whew, okay, we can do this. We could probably do this. I'm just gonna have to work at it upside down because of the license plate in there. I can't get it to set level unless I turn it upside down. Yeah, here we go. All right, so I just need to chop these things off. They gotta go first. And then once I got those chopped off, then I can work my magic, cut weld, and grind some more, and then it's paint. So let's see how this ends up. Okay, people out there in YouTube land, I'm trying to figure out how this is gonna go. Let me see if I can get you in an angle where you can see. Yeah, okay. So the license plate went here. That faces the back of the bike. Try not to pay any attention to this. Is holding this piece kind of level, suspended above the table. Okay, so what we used to have is something like this, right? And then this was on there, about there, like that. Yeah, and there was another piece here, just like that. So this is basically what I had. I had this like this, and I need to move it 2.5 inches down, so about there, and then I need to move it forward 4.5 inches. So what is that? Let's see what 4.5 inches is. All right, forward 4.5 inches. It's just going to be about here. So this is going to have to be here. That's where it needs to sit. Just about like that. All right, and so that means I could put this back on leaning forward, but it's got to go down to there. So yeah. All right, everybody out there in YouTube land, I've got it made. It's done. It's going to sit in there just like that. Yeah. And it's just right. It's as close as I can get it and as low as I can get it and far forward as I can get it, all that good stuff. That's what it ends up being. Yeah. Problem I have is my angle grinder. See, I'm not a welder. I'm just a hobbyist. So my angle grinder can't get in there and fix all the ugly welds I have going on way up in there. So I got to go buy a specialty tool. I've been wanting one of these for a while. But nevertheless, I'm going to get in there with something where I could clean all that stuff up. So another visit to Harbor Freight, everybody's favorite store. And then that will lead me to next episode where I finish cleaning up all these welds. And then I'll paint it. And then it's just a matter of some rivets. And it goes back on the bike, just like that. Okay, everybody. That is the first successful run of the welding table. I am so excited. Man, I just want to play on it all day long. But time's short, and I've got to go to Harbor Freight. That's going to kick us off to this episode. Y'all have a good weekend.